daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Let's go.
Get up on ya. You gonna learn today.
Daddy, chill.
Call me daddy.
Oh, we're so back again.
We back, bitches.
We're so back. The Scottish is back. They're coming for us all. Run for the hills and hide your kilts. Pour me a beer and get back to the base. Let's go. What a Sunday. This is Monday. Yesterday was a wild day. Long time. It's been first Sunday we've taken off in a while because it was a big football day yesterday.
Great football day.
Great football day, huh? Unexpected. A lot of things unexpected. And we'll go through it. I want to go through each game and talk about what you thought, see what Josh thinks. I don't know, man. I got some mixed feelings on both games. As a Niner fan, I lost. The week before was like 3 years of my life. Last night, I had to have lost 5 years, dude. That first, after the first half, I was in the shitter talking to myself. Kelsey's like, who are you talking to? Said, I'm talking to the fucking football gods. She walks in. I go, all we need is to shut out. Just shut them out in the second half. We scored 21 and we win the game. I kept saying that. I said, we just got to score 21. And she's like, who are you talking to? I said, my fucking self, man. If I don't talk to myself and talk it through, I'll go crazy. And I did. I almost did. I started watching the first part of the second half. I sat on the shitter because the first two plays, the Niners got like 8 and 26 yards. So I'm like, I'm going to sit here. Maybe it's good luck. Maybe it's the shitter luck. But both games were very interesting. I did not expect the Chiefs to win in that way.
Me neither.
Right?
I mean, the Ravens got shut out, basically. And not shut out, but, they got stopped pretty good. That defense all year, though, for the Chiefs has been very dominant all year.
Yeah, it's not like they have like it's not like they have like 4 or 5 guys that you can go like, oh, well.
I mean, it's really like one, right? Like Jones is the only elite guy on that defense.
Yeah.
Like, truly elite.
They have a good, Tranquill's a great linebacker, but I think he flies under the radar. We were watching the game. Teddy and Matt came over, Sleevey, and we thought it was going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Remember, it was. What did we say? It was like
start,
It was 7-7 to start, right off the bat.
And then they went 14-7.
Yeah.
I think it was 14-7 to start the second quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like
and
that.
I was like, fuck, this could be a shootout. And then it was like nothing.
Yeah, it was grinding.
It was like field position, punt, whatever, turnover. Like, it was not a game I expected. And
it's kind of boring.
Yeah, second half was real boring.
Yeah, not a lot going on that.
Lambjack, too. Like, what are we doing, Lambjack? You can't. Guy hasn't won a big game.
I know. Threw an interception, too, right in the end zone.
Yeah, that was bad.
Right in the middle.
That was
3 guys covering.
Usually I say that he's like, other circumstances, things like that. That game, that second half was on him. He did not play well.
He didn't play well. And even at what did we say? Like at that one point, I was like, this guy only has like, I know he ended up with over 200 because they were losing, but at one point he had like 86 passing yards. I'm like,
yeah, and
this is the guy everybody shouts at the top of the fucking mountain. This is MVP. This is your MVP.
Yeah. I think it's a telltale thing though. The 2 guys that were MVP talk real late into this season were Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and I think that it goes to show that there's nobody else on those teams. I mean, Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs, but he has to get him the ball. Mm-hmm. If you don't have anybody else on that team that can do any work for you, I mean, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
Well, penalties, too, in that game, too. I mean, Zay Flowers himself,
Oh, my God.
And then he drops the ball in the end zone.
Man.
Yeah. And then the Chiefs play, like, basically perfect on the penalty side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he made a big first half catch, touchdown, which tied the game 7-7, which I'm like, oh, man, this is boiling to be just a back and forth game. And then he makes that big play, then gets penalized.
15 yards.
And then they don't score. And then I think it was the next drive, he goes down and fumbles into the end zone. And that's just we were talking about the whole time. It's like, if you're losing, why are you talking shit?
Yeah.
You're getting up, you're down 10, and you're like in the face. Like, who gives a fuck? Get back to the huddle, call the next play, and you're losing, fucking losing. I was screaming about it at the fucking Niners when they went up, when they were still down 10 points. I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah. You're fucking losing. Get off your fucking ass and get back to the huddle. Yeah, the Niner game really frustrated me because that first half, that defense was lost.
You text me and Sleevey and were like,
I was like, this.
I said it last week. This can be a blowout.
I did, remember?
Yeah, you did.
I said it was.
He was not happy.
When it was 24-7, I text these guys. I said, I told you, Teddy, this could be, the Niners could get blown out. Yeah. They could get blown out. That defense was Swiss cheese in the first half. Missed tackles. Weird. It was like Montgomery and Gibbs were just getting 8-9 yards, 8-9 yards,
These guys
8-9
are electric
yards
together, though.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Great.
Power.
Great for the future. For them.
The fact that they can, on that 3rd and 12, I'm like, all right, Niners need to stop here. And Gibbs just gets 13 yards on like a little like zone play out to the left.
An outside run.
I'm like, fuck. And then I think that same drive, Goff gets sacked. It's 3rd and 18. Boom, Amon Ra. Like, how do you give up 3rd and 18? Like, that's so embarrassing. That defense, and all I wrote on my stories that day, I said, embarrassing.
Yeah, you did.
It was fucking embarrassing. As a Niner fan, I'm watching this going, this is how we're going to end our season. We're going to dominate the entire regular season. We're going to steamroll all the fucking big teams. Most of our losses weren't to any good teams besides the Ravens. And this is how we're going to end our season? This is how we're going out? This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
But then the second half, momentum is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kittle said it on the interview. He was like, if you guys don't believe in momentum, then you guys don't know what you're talking about, because that it was like field goal, went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Niners went down and got a touchdown, fumble, touchdown. It was like the Niners had all the momentum. The fact that they came back and tied it, they tied the game in 9 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
They scored 17 points in 9 minutes.
They scored twice, like back to back, right away. Because was it a fumble?
Yeah. It was they went for it on 4th, which that's another thing I want to talk about. Like the Dan Campbell decisions. I see why you go for it on the first time, right? They're up 2 score. You're up 3 scores, I think, right? I think it was 3.
No,
it was 2.
3.
It was 24-10.
Yes.
They were moving the ball.
Very well.
And then it was like 4th and 3, and they go for it. Now, granted, it's a great throw. It was a great play call. Reynolds just dropped the pass. And Reynolds is like laughing on the sidelines after that. Like, we're good. We're up 2 scores still. Yeah. And then the Niners go down and score.
It's a young team.
It is a young team, yeah.
Mistakes like that, this is playoff football. This ain't week 11 in the fucking regular season.
Yeah.
You can laugh it off them, but in the playoff, I mean, it's as easy. That was probably what flipped it, man.
It was. It flipped the script because they scored, fumble, score, and then the Niners got the ball back, winning, got a field goal, and with 5, the big mistake I think Dan Campbell made was going for it on 4th down. When you kick a field goal, you tie the game. I think if the game's tied there, okay, I could see you going for it. If you're up, okay, go for it. But you're losing. You have 5 minutes left. If you don't get it, and the Niners the Niners went down and scored. They ended up scoring the touchdown and make it a 10-point game with like a minute and a half left. But they could have easily just got first down, run the clock, first down, and they could have just ran the clock out. 5 minutes isn't that long in that game. So I think that was where he made the mistake. But to play devil's advocate, he's done it the whole season. Yeah, so he's not going to change his.
That's the way they played for the whole year.
He's like, we played this way all year. This is my style. I trust in Goff. I trust in the guys to get it done. If Goff could throw on the run, Amon Ra was wide open on that play.
If he was Jordan Love,
right?
I mean,
that's what worries me in the Super Bowl now. If we're going to transition into the Super Bowl matchup, is that the Niners cannot allow these wide receivers to get open when you have a guy like Mahomes, who is the best quarterback on the run. When I mean on the run, by like going against his body, throwing across the field and being able to make that throw.
Making plays that aren't
like Mahomes would have made that throw to Amon Ra. The Niners would probably lose the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said it the week before, and I'll say it today. The Niners against the Packers played 3 shitty quarters. and we got by. The Niners this week played a shitty half, and we got by.
Can't do that.
Can't do that against the Chiefs.
Maybe you only get one shitty quarter.
You might
next
have
week.
one bad quarter against the Chiefs. That's it.
Yeah.
If you plug the Chiefs into the Lions steamroll. They would have, or the Chiefs would have steamrolled the Niners. But what I told Sleevey, and you could talk on this if you want to chirp in.
Okay.
If the script was reverse, the Lions have no chance of coming back from the Niners. The Niners are the best team when they're ahead. When they're ahead, you're not coming back on that team. They thrive. That's what's so different with the Shanahan is the fact that he has 2 comeback wins in the playoffs. When they showed the stat that he was 1-19 when losing by like double digits in some point during the game. He's won it. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So he loves playing ahead, and he knows how to keep the pedal on. So I think, like I told Matt, I was like, listen, if the Niners were up 24-7 at half on the Lions, I think the game ends like 40-20 because just the Niners would just keep the pedal on, and they know how to play ahead. So they can't play like that against the Chiefs, though. Because if you're down 24-7 at half in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs,
Chiefs
you ain't coming back against Mahomes. Like Mahomes, they proved it. They went up 17-7 on the Ravens, and the Chiefs D was like, we got this. We're just gonna stymie them. We don't even need to score.
What do you think about Brock Purdy? I think a lot of people are kind of turning that page on him. There was a lot of hate all year long.
I don't understand.
And now people are starting to say, okay, maybe we need to give him credit where credit's due, especially now. I mean, his second year after being the last draft pick.
I mean, and on top of, I mean, like, it's one thing for Joe Burrow to do it, but people expect greatness from a number 1 overall pick for a Mr.
100%.
Irrelevant, I mean, this is a great narrative for him.
I don't understand the hate. I think it's the hobby hate is weird because Justin Herbert keeps getting passes. He gets the pass. Oh, he's got a bad coach. Oh, he's got a bad defense. Oh, he's got a bad offensive line. Oh, he's got a bad offensive coordinator. He gets the pass. He always gets a pass. Brock Purdy keeps winning games, and it's like, oh, well, look who he's got around him.
Yeah.
Look at his running back.
You know, I think I will say this. I heard someone make this debate. I think it's a little bit of the Troy Aikman thing. A lot of people, especially in Texas, protect Troy Aikman, greatest QB. There's still people that believe that stuff. And, part of it was he was 6'5", good-looking, blonde dude. He was talented. Justin Herbert, good-looking dude, tall.
Yeah.
Physically, arguably the most physically gifted player in terms of throwing the ball on the planet, potentially. I think that there's a lot of people that see that and they're like, oh, the eye test, he passes.
Yeah.
And I think too many people convince themselves that the eye test is all that matters.
Yeah.
Whereas results are, I think in us three, results are what really matter.
It does.
Yeah, I get what people say about the Purdy thing, like game manager, he can't make
I don't think
the
he's
throw.
a game manager.
Well,
anymore.
I understand why they say that. When you watch the game, he did something this week that really impressed me. Okay, the first half he throws that pick. Now his arm got hit as he threw.
Yeah.
It was underthrown ball.
It's tough.
Okay, that's tough. He gets hit. Whatever. Second half, he started I'll go back to the first half. First half there was some throws where I'm like, oh Jesus, oh fuck, what are you doing? Oh, like scary. Oh shit, what are you doing?
Tight butthole throws right there, really.
But then the second half, the Lions defense got to get credit. They were on everybody. I mean, there was never really like a point. I think there was one play I saw where Kittle got free, where he had some actual separation. The Lions defense was fucking on those guys. And I think in the second half, Purdy was like, if that first look ain't there, I'm taking what they're going to give me. It's going to be a check down to McCaffrey, or I'm going to use my legs.
Yeah. And
he started using his legs more, and the Lions are probably like, oh, well, where was this all year?
Yeah.
And I think there was 4 plays that determined that the 2 long scrambles on third down that he ended up getting first downs that led to touchdowns, and then the 2 plays where I thought he was dead in the backfield, where he got away from a sack and made a throw on the run that kept the drive alive. That one where I thought he was going to get his head ripped off, and he like scampered around, turned against his body, and threw to the sidelines to Kyle Juszczyk. That Juszczyk is a fullback toe tipping the sidelines. Like that play alone, I was like, holy shit. And then the other one, he like gets out of the sack, runs around. He's gonna get tackled. It's third down, and he just kind of like floats the ball over the defender, and Jennings makes a one-handed grab. Now, granted, it's the wide receivers and both have to come together for that play to happen, but he shows like, all right. The second half, he came out and was like, if it's not there, I'm going to just have to fucking improvise. I'm going to have to improvise.
Happen.
I got to make something happen,
Yeah.
whether it's with my legs or whatever it has to be. So I got to give him credit there. Like he proved that he stuck in there. The Lions defense isn't a fucking any joke. That front is a big fucking machine. In that first half, they were deflecting balls left and right. I'm like, fuck, dude. I mean, is Purdy's height going to have an effect against the Chiefs? Chris Jones is a big motherfucker. You got to be able to throw over those bodies.
I think it's just a lot of in-game adjustments there, and him able to do that shows him that he has a capability of actually winning games too, more than just game manager too.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I hope CMC's fine. I know it looked like he had a little neck stinger there at the end.
I think they're all playing to start,
They're all
right?
over.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this is a game of the year, right?
yeah.
They
It
got,
is.
they got some extra time though to heal up. So,
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So what are we thinking? I mean, I know what DR. I know what DR's
Yeah.
prediction.
Do we know the line?
But I want to hear Teddy,
The line right now, I opened up at 1.5 for the Niners, which is basically a pick 'em.
which is a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Niners can win the game. It's just against Mahomes. I mean, that guy's shown time and time again he does not lose in the playoffs, and he will not let it go. Just an easy game. So I think that there's going to be a close battle, but I'm going to take the Chiefs side just because of that.
I think the
trust is there.
I think that I'm like, there's nothing. This should be a 49ers year in my mind. In my mind, that team is way more talented than Chiefs. But then there's that little thing where I feel like I'm looking over my right shoulder right now, and I just see this Patrick Mahomes just staring at me right there. And
It's the GOAT 2.0.
I know.
Dude, it's. You know what this Chiefs year reminds me of? It reminds me of a Brady year.
Yeah, it does.
It's a Brady
Yeah,
year.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear that either. I still think that the 49ers are going to pull it out because I feel like their narrative, that group of guys is going to get one. And this feels like the year they're at least going to get one. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's this year. But like those years where Brady just got like, the defense, like we talked about, that just shuts people down in the second half. He's not doing anything good,
And
but
he
he's
doesn't
also
have
not doing bad.
and he had like weapons like Deion Branch was his
Deion
best
Branch,
wide receiver.
Or who's the other guy? Givens or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just like it feels kind
It does.
of like
It does
Brady
feel
year.
like it. And Mahomes is trending in that direction. He's only 28. He's been to the Super Bowl now 4 times.
Yeah.
He's been to the AFC Championship every fucking year. That's
Now,
wild.
That being said, I would love it if I did not hear an announcer just absolutely sucking off Mahomes every
Oh,
chance.
my
he
God.
Or
gets,
Taylor
dude.
Swift.
Yeah,
or
that's
Taylor
my
Swift,
whole thing is
whatever.
I was texting people back and forth, and I was like, I want the Ravens to win because I want the Taylor Swift, like Kelsey saga to be over, but I also wanted the Chiefs to win because I want the Niners to knock that off. I want the Niners to be like, bye-bye, T-Swift. The Swifties can be fucking gone forever now because she's going to come out with an album. She's going to drop fucking Travis Kelsey like a bad habit, and then her whole album's going to be talking about how shitty her life was. Ooh, poor her. How bad of a boyfriend he was because that's what she does. She finds a boyfriend, she chews him up and spits him out and says, "Thank you for the fucking $10 million on this album. Thank you, come again." So I hope the Niners win.
It feels like a Niners. It does
I'm
feel like a
gonna
Niners.
say
year.
this.
They're the better team overall.
It feels like a Niners year to me. I worry about Mahomes, but
Yeah.
which
I do.
you naturally should. But
I'm going to say 27-26 Niners.
holy shit,
1
that's
point game.
That's almost what I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna say 27-24.
Yeah, 27-26. I think the Niners will be
Is it going down to the last who has the ball last?
probably. Yeah. I worry about our kicker. Moody stinks.
Yeah.
He does. He's missed so many fucking field goals.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know who that guy's name was.
Yeah. Jake Moody. Yeah. Put me in a bad moody in the first half.
But for the hobby, we got some really interesting narratives being played here. One, like Brock Purdy cards to the moon.
Yeah.
Number
Mhm.
2, Patrick Mahomes cards, which are already to the moon. They go a little bit further.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see a lot of people buying Brock Purdy or Mahomes before the Super Bowl? Because that's what happened with Burrow.
Mhm.
Burrow cards before he made his first Super Bowl went nuts. There was a gold Prism auto that I think it was bidding at like $10,000 and it ended at like 40. Yeah.
I want to say his NTRPAs were trending upwards to like 53,000 or 52 grand that year.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of money considering what we know. What
Which
they do
I
now.
don't think Purdy hits that high because Burrow. I mean, obviously
No.
Burrow's way more popular outside of
Yeah, the
football.
hype's there.
You know, the hype's there. But I think Purdy's gonna have a pretty considerable bump this next couple.
Yeah,
weeks.
I don't think he's a buy.
No.
I don't think.
I
he's
think if you have a big
buy.
card, I would move it.
Yeah.
Just because there's no, in order for that card to stay there, he's got to win.
Yeah.
He's got to take him back to, he has to do what Mahomes has been doing for 5 years now. And you know how hard that is to do?
At the very minimum, he has to do what Burrow does. If he doesn't win, he has to go to the next one as well.
Yeah, he's got to go back.
Yeah.
He's got to keep going back.
Yeah.
And someone made a comment to me the other day. They say that Shanahan likes Purdy, but he says that he thinks that Shanahan could flip the script and go and get a big quarterback. Not
my God.
next year.
Yeah, but
But in the future, go, you know what? I want a top 5 quarterback and see what I can do with the top 5 quarterback in the league. You know, imagine what he could do with Josh Allen with
Yeah.
those weapons.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't do that. Maybe maybe he likes that. Maybe he likes going, I'm gonna beat you with Mr. Irrelevant taking the snaps.
All year long.
You know what I'm
every
saying?
year.
Yeah.
He might like that. It's a little
I
chip
mean,
on
look
his
what he
shoulder.
did with Matt Ryan. He let Matt Ryan to the Super Bowl as he was the offensive coordinator of that team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt Ryan, that was his best statistical season I think he ever had,
Yeah.
was with Shanahan,
That
right?
or I think it was the year before the Super Bowl when he won MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Matt Ryan MVP year. Yeah, he was nuts.
Yeah, he was balling out. He did have a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
They had a lot of weapons.
Roddy White.
Yeah.
That OG dog
Julio,
out
Roddy.
there.
Yeah. It was
I
a
love
good,
Julio, but Roddy was that dog.
Yeah,
Never
Roddy was
ever
that dog. He had that dog in
He
him.
had that dog in him.
We have a busy week this week.
We do.
We could talk about it real quick. One, we're doing a podcast. It's Monday. You
That's the
won't hear
first.
this for another week.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have somebody on the podcast, but he fucking bailed.
Rob didn't show up today.
Come on, George.
Come on, man.
We do have a busy week. Today, I don't even know if we're supposed to talk about it, but fuck it. We're doing the podcast today. Tomorrow, we have something special. We're going to be going to the Fanatics, not headquarters out here. They have a headquarters, and then they have the warehouse. We're going to actually be going to the Fanatics warehouse tomorrow, Teddy and I, and we're going to be putting on a live break for the employees at the Fanatics warehouse, kind of get them involved in how the breaks work, what cards to look for, kind of putting on a knowledge and educational rip for people who may not, there are collectors within Fanatics and there are not collectors in Fanatics, and maybe they need to be shown why certain things or certain cards, certain players are important. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow, which that should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
I think I got the text said, bring the energy. I said,
We got
I'll
salts.
bring the salts and zins.
You gonna rip that? You gonna rip that right before? You gonna rip that?
We might as well.
You gonna do that? You gonna do that right at the
We might as
right
well.
in front of the employees? Yeah.
We're gonna give it to the employees.
They're gonna be
dude.
like, "Is this
Yeah.
what?
Just
Is this
kidding.
how it works?"
Yeah.
Yes, it
They're
is.
gonna be like, I don't know if I want to buy the spot. Take a sniff.
Yeah.
I'll buy 5.
Yeah. I'm in there. I'm in there like Zinware and Saltware, baby. And then so Tuesday, Fanatics rip. Wednesday, we fly out to Arizona Wednesday morning. We're renting a car. Actually, Teddy's renting a car because I don't have a driver's license.
Guy doesn't have a license.
I don't have a license. I haven't had a license since May 1st.
Wait, how do you fly?
You can fly because of COVID. They extended it 18 months expired after your driver's license.
Oh, so you have to get an ID though.
No.
Oh, you don't have anything. Oh, nice.
I just show him my expired license.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I've been doing that.
They
too.
they look at it, and the guy goes, the last time I flew, he looked at it, and he looked at me, and goes, you know, this is expired, right? I said, yeah. I said, I can't get it till March 4th is
Yeah.
my appointment.
Texas. it's-
Texas is like
Let me through.
yeah. He's like, all right, whatever, here you go, fucking get on the
Yeah,
plane.
Texas DMV sucks.
It does. So we'll fly to Arizona Wednesday, rent a car, drive to our customer's house, who's one of our biggest supporters. We're going to pick up his entire collection, put it in a fucking rental car, and drive 15 hours back to Texas.
Woo.
Yeah, baby.
And then help him. It's a collection liquidation. He wants to move a lot of his stuff into vintage. So he's going to condense down, sell all of the lower end stuff, move the higher end slabs, hold on to the things that he kind of wants, that he thinks long term is the hold, and then move into vintage pieces, which I don't think he's going to be like completely out of the hobby ripping wise. I think he'll still enjoy that. He loves doing that. But I think he just sees more value into moving into certain vintage pieces.
I think a lot of people are doing that nowadays.
Yeah,
is what we're
Scrim's doing
seeing.
it. Scrim
Yeah.
hit me up. He was like, I want to buy some vintage. I'm like, yeah, I think it's a smart move. I told him, I was like, I think you should buy Pokemon. He was like, I ain't doing that. I was like, dude, I think it's the way, man.
If he changes his role,
I-
let me know.
I
What's his
know.
face is the Pokemon guy.
Ru-
though.
Ruby
Yeah,
loves
he keeps it to
Pokemon,
Ruby.
yeah.
It's like, let Ruby have his thing. I'll have my
Yeah.
sports. He can have his Pokemon.
Yeah, well,
you know?
Scrim's like, I want stuff pieces for my kids, my grandkids or whatever. If whenever I can pass down a sick collection and that know that
Smart.
it's gonna
Value's gonna hold.
Value's gonna hold. So, the busy week this week, and it's only gonna trickle up. February is gonna be just
Yeah.
constantly busy because we have the Super Bowl the following weekend, and then 3 days after that, actually 2 days, we're flying to Burbank for
Yeah.
the Burbank show. Shout out to Burbank Sports Cards.
Yeah. That'll be a good
Burbank
time.
Cards, yeah. That's in Ontario. So
A lot of big releases in February.
lot
too.
Spring training coming up.
Spring training.
spring training's coming up.
Prism basketball.
Prism basketball, F1 releases,
One.
Diamond Icons releases
This week, right?
this week.
Wednesday, 31st.
Is that just is it the
31st?
release or is it online?
I saw somebody post that 31st was the release. Now,
I
don't
think
quote
Blez will
me,
probably
but
be ripping that early.
Yeah.
If I had to guess,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Someone will be, though. We know that.
Hey, won't be us.
yeah.
We might not be on Fanatics Live for much longer, guys. I'm just throwing that out there. They want us to hit 40 hours a week. It's not worth it for us.
It's tough.
I'm not.
We try to make it work. I mean,
It's
there's
fucking
times we
hard,
go,
man. It's like-
16 hours a
Also,
day
don't
and
worry.
you're not getting
I'll make sure.
half of
if
it.
we don't like this part, I can definitely edit this out. But keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard because fuck, man. I sat on there for 2 straight mornings just to fill one break, and it's like, what am I doing? I don't want to say it's a waste of my time, but it's like a lot of the buyers that are going over to Fanatics are the same guys that are supporting us on Instagram. And so, do I want to subject them to fees and that, or do I want to just be like, hey, just come over to Instagram and rip with us?
I think the tough thing for Fanatics is they're really not bringing in the new crowd, and they need. That's the whole thing of why people would want to rip on Fanatics is like, oh, you're telling me like I got my Instagram crowd, but you're giving me another 50 to 100 people that want to break with me. That'd be really cool, and I don't think the Fanatics is maybe doing as well as they could.
Yeah, I don't know, but I talk to them and I'm like, I just consistently say, we're not seeing new people.
Yeah.
We're not seeing
Yeah.
somebody that's never seen it. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just I sit there and I'm seeing the same names buying in, and I'm like, wow, these same guys are coming over to Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's just hard. I want to sit there. I want it to work. I want to be on the platform. I want to have success on the platform. When we do have success on the platform, it's refreshing because it's different than grinding on Instagram when you can fill breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have brand new releases on the app on release day and we're struggling, like we shouldn't be struggling to fill a fucking case break on Bowman draft release day.
That's singular, one case, you know.
Yeah, singular.
Yeah.
That's just one break.
It's weird.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we did promise them 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
We did. We promised them 40 hours a week. I thought in the very beginning we had these spurts where like, dude, we're killing it. We're doing good, whatever. And then it just like kind of dropped off. So we'll see what direction that goes. I love playing with this thing. This kind of is like I think I want this in my fucking house, man.
Wait, what are you talking about? The quest?
It's like a stress ball. I'm just like,
I guess so.
I'm like, I'm fondling the fucking cord.
Cord fondler.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was good. Anything else, Teddy?
No.
Anything else you want to talk about or we should talk about or touch on?
I think that's good. We were supposed to have a guest. That was hopefully we can get that guest on here going forward.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a guest in studio, then we're supposed to have a guest online, and then everyone backs out on us.
Yeah.
Come on, do the right thing.
This is an open platform for everyone too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you hate us. Hey, you hate us, I'd probably like it a little bit better.
I think it would be better podcast.
I know.
It'd be more fun. It'd be
I
more
think
fun.
I think it would help our side. It would help their side.
Get
It's
some
just
constructive criticism.
Exactly.
Or just criticism.
Yeah,
in
let's get a
general.
hater on here.
Yeah.
Shout out to the haters out there.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to come on and like talk shit to our face, like come on, right?
Yeah.
We don't bite.
Yeah.
We might just
I don't
talk
bite
back,
hard, but yeah. No, I think it'd be.
Right before we respond, we'll just take a big swig of the salt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was good. We will. You will hear this next week, which obviously I don't know why I'm saying that.
I think we'll drop this Friday. This is
Yeah?
a Friday drop.
Friday drop. Friday.
We love Friday.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate all the support and help and feedback. Always give us some feedback. We love to hear it.
Just hit the download button. That's
Download, subscribe, share, like,
Makes a difference.
comment.
Taste
Tell
it.
your fucking neighbors. Tell your wife to listen to it. She could just turn the volume all the way down. As long as that fucking thing is ticking. Is that bars ticking, baby?
Yeah, just download it on her phone while you're at it too.
Yeah, take your wife's phones, download it on their phone. Grab the kids' iPads. Don't grab the kids' iPads.
Yeah.
Kids were like, yeah, just listen to Daddy Rips. Guys got some good facts on that show. I don't know why I went with the Texas accent for the little kid
Dad,
there.
I want some bath salts. Or not bath salts, smelling salts.
Yeah, bath salts. Oh, shit.
Dad, I'm about to play a Pee Wee football game.
Yeah.
Give me them bath salts.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, shit.
Don't do that.
Oh, this episode is brought to you in part by.
Thank you guys.
All right, appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
We will
See you on the other side.
we'll see you on the other side. Later.